Hi, I'm Bec and I'm a property investor.
And I'm Daria. I own my own home and I'm curious about investing.
We're the hosts of Investors in the Wild.
We've heard it all before. Build your wealth, get expert advice, learn about high yield, high growth investments, blah, blah, blah.
That's just not us. We're real mates with real talk about real estate. No ego, no financial advice.
It's all about wins you can use right now.
Let's get into it. Welcome to another episode. This weekend we looked at 5 places and I had some special guests. I inspected with my boyfriend, my mother-in-law, as well as Steve. Everyone will be very happy to know Steve is back. You're going to laugh because I sound like a lovesick teenager falling in love with someone different every other week. But this week, I think I found the one. The first place we inspected was 2 Connemara Street, Bexley. Guiding 1.5 to 1.6, 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. What we liked about this place, really close to Rockdale Station, which is the main station, nearly 600 square meters, quite a big block on a high aspect. So you had kind of like district views, very grand proportions in the house, huge high ceilings, lots of windows, and check out this tin roof sloping downwards. Now, if you haven't seen the first Steve Says, we went and inspected a place where the tin roof was flat, and Steve pointed out that's a problem because the water sits on the tin roof and then leaks into the house. So it's really useful to see what the angle can actually be like in other properties. We didn't like 3 things about this place. The first one is the street was pretty average. It was a mix of villas and houses and apartment buildings. It just didn't feel nice walking down the street. The second thing we didn't like was mold like I had never seen before. Look at this bathroom and the kitchen, there was just so much damage, and which links to the third thing that we didn't like. This house had just so many issues. It would cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to repair. And the truth is, once you repair it and make it look nice, it'll be a very grand house. But I'm not sure the area really calls for that level of grandeur. Then the next place we went to, 3 Ulcura Street, Rockdale. This place is going to auction next weekend, so go to that and see how it goes. It's also 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms, guiding 1.7 to 1.8. What we liked, decent block size, about 470 square meters. It's a 6-minute walk to Rockdale Station. The ceilings weren't covered in mold, which is, always a good thing. In fact, the ceilings were quite nice, ready for tenants to move in, well maintained. This place would just be really easy to get and put tenants into. What we didn't like, again, the street was quite average. All of the houses in that street were very tired looking. Nothing looked nice. The second thing, and my mother-in-law actually pointed this out, all of the windows in the house just kind of faced right into the neighbor's house. So it didn't feel like you had a lot of space or privacy. And the third thing, there was just nothing special about it. There was no soul. There was nothing that would make someone fall in love with the house. Anyway, we're going to go to the auction next week and see how that goes. Third place we inspected, we actually didn't even walk in the front door. 131 Sutherland Street, Mascot. We drove up to the house, realized it was 2 full-on lanes of traffic in each direction, and we're just not interested in being on a street that busy. So we turned around and drove away. 4th place. Now, if you listen to the first, I think it was the first Steve Says, maybe the second one, we went and inspected 17 Dryden Street, Campsie, and this was a 5-bedroom, 1-bathroom place. It'd be fantastic for a family and was ready to move into. 10 minutes walk to Campsie Station, which is going to be a new stop in the metro that's coming online probably next year. Big kitchen and bathroom, low maintenance yards. The gutters met Dad's standard. Steve had lots to say about the gutters of this place. Here's a quick snapshot.
So these gutters meet your standards?
You get, these are not normal gutters, these are the bigger gutters.
All right.
See how deep they are? See how they've got the holes at the top?
Yeah.
It'll take a lot of water for them to overflow.
Yeah, okay.
So you know what to look for when you're looking for gutters that meet Steve's standards. Now, the reason we went back to this place is it was going for auction, and we stuck around for the auction. It went for 6 minutes. You might remember this place was guiding at 1.8, but as we were leaving the place, the agent said, someone just offered me 2 million. I don't know if they're serious, but, we might be looking at 2 million for this place. Steve initially said this.
But if you're going to pay $2 million, fuck,
I don't think it's worth 2 mil, but people are paying for it. A lot of people pay for it.
It sold at auction for 2.56 million. Yowza. And so this is why this podcast isn't financial advice. So at this point, I'm feeling pretty dejected, thinking a place that I wasn't really interested in just sold for 2.56 mil, which is well above our budget. I then went and looked at the zoning and saw that the house was R4 zoning, meaning you can build high-rise apartments on the block. So maybe the guy was a builder. And then we went and inspected this place. Again, I'm not going to tell you the address because I don't want anyone to take an interest. It's guiding around 1.7, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. And I know you're all thinking that sounds tiny. It kind of is at the moment, but there's scope to add an extra bedroom and bathroom. And you might remember, how everyone has a property type. My type is a place that you can add value to and improve. You can add an extra bedroom, add an extra bathroom. Another thing that I always look for in a purchase, or I try and look for in a purchase, I haven't done this with every place, but I try and make sure there's something really special about the property, something that will make people feel an emotional connection when they walk in. This place had that. This is what the backyard looks like. And it backs onto a huge park. Lots of parking, great location, big shower and bathroom, needs renovating, but you've got a lot of space there to play with. The floor to space ratio is 3:1, meaning it's about a 230 square meter block at the moment. We could build a 700 square meter house on that property. Not that we would, but we can. There's only 1 shared wall, which is a big deal in Alexandria. A lot of the houses are kind of all packed in right next to each other, but this one only had 1 shared wall. And very close to all of the suburbs that we love, Newtown, St. Peters. They're all 7 minutes walk tops. Not so great. A bathroom needs work. His dad, literally 4 seconds after entering the house, he's picking up the water damage before he even realized that's where the bathroom is. So we see water damage pretty much as soon as we enter the house. Really doesn't get much better. There's actually water damage throughout the house. I'm going to get a roofer to come and look at the roof later on this week and kind of estimate just how much work is required. There were these weird holes in the wall. I don't know if anyone's seen these before, but I'd love your thoughts on what they are. It's just weird. On a busy road, close to the airport again, random wooden thing on the wall in the bedroom. I don't know if anyone wants to guess what's behind that. And basically just a lot of work required, Got to fix the roof. Once the roof's fixed, got to sand and repaint the walls because of the water damage in there. Got to redo the bathroom. But again, look at this backyard. Look at it backing onto the park. Look at that location. I know you're all waiting to hear Steve's star rating.
All right, so how many stars would you give that one, Dad?
That location, I'd give it a 5. That's a perfect location. There's work to be done, but you can make it work. But at the same time, when you start something, sometimes you're not going to see the problems.
This was actually the most excited I've ever seen Dad, ever. So we'll see what comes of it. Like I said, I'm going to inspect it again this week with a roofer. It'll be really telling to see how much the roofer quotes and whether there's flexibility to negotiate the price given the amount of work required. But this could be a really, really special property. Like I said, I think she's the one. Nonetheless, we're going to keep inspecting. We have 11 places booked to inspect next Saturday. Oh, including this one, actually. This house also in Campsie. It was guiding 1.8. Got a notification yesterday. It's sold for 2.25 mil after being on the market for literally days, which is totally making me think, I think Campsie is now also outside of our price range. We're going to have to look further out than Campsie. Bummer. Okay, see you next week.